This week on Reporting Conditions, we'll cover a vegetation fire in Moreno Valley, a commercial vehicle fire in Coachella, and we'll review some hiking safety tips as you gear up for your New Year resolutions.
Stand by for reporting conditions.
Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of CAL FIRE Riverside County Fire Department's Reporting Conditions. I'm Rob Rosine. Please be sure to like the video and subscribe. This small step helps us reach more people and grow our audience. Last week, December 20th through the 26th, our firefighters responded to 3,731 calls for service. Of these incidents, 3,097 were medical emergencies, and 420 were fire-related calls. Of the fire calls, 8 were vegetation fires and 25 were structure fires. Now let's take a look at a few highlighted incidents from the past week. On Tuesday, December 21st, firefighters in Moreno Valley responded to a reported vegetation fire in the area of Gilman Springs Road and McGahee Drive. First unit on scene reported 2 to 3 acres of moderate rate of spread and ordered additional resources. With the help of the additional resources, crews were able to contain the fire to just over 3 acres. There were no reported injuries from the fire. On Christmas Eve, firefighters responded to a reported residential structure fire at the 2100 block of South San Jacinto Avenue in the city of San Jacinto. The first arriving engine company reported a single-wide mobile home fully involved with fire and exposures on both sides. Firefighters quickly deployed a coordinated fire attack and were able to knock down the fire and mitigate any spread to adjacent homes. Unfortunately, one dog did perish in the fire, and Animal Services was requested to assist. There were no civilian or firefighter injuries reported during the incident. Finally, we take you to a commercial vehicle fire early Sunday morning on Interstate 10 east of Dillon Road in Coachella. The first unit on scene reported a big rig tractor trailer that was hauling fruit fully involved on fire. Firefighters were able to contain the fire with the addition of a water tender task force and prevented the fire from spreading to the surrounding vegetation. The scene was later turned over to the California Highway Patrol and Caltrans for investigation and cleanup. There were no civilian or firefighter injuries reported.
The weather is getting cooler and many folks are headed out to local trails for some of the beautiful hikes Riverside County has to offer. Each week, our firefighters respond to numerous calls to assist hikers that suffer injuries or are stranded in inaccessible areas. To stay safe on the trails, here are some tips to keep in mind.
Our department responds to quite a few inaccessible rescues throughout the county on an annual basis, so we wanted to talk about some of the things you can do to not be one of those statistics. We want you to take plenty of water with you on the trail. We want to make sure that you have eaten enough food so that when you are hiking, you have enough energy to get yourself out of the trail. We want to talk about the environmental conditions and making sure that you have a full understanding of the heat and sun that will be on you on this trail. And then we want to talk about trail safety itself, making sure that you're wearing the appropriate attire to be successful on this trail.
First and foremost, we want you to hike with a plan. Have a good plan, make sure you notify somebody. That way they know where you're at and where you're going to be at all times. Once you get to that trailhead, we want you to have some sort of a buddy system, hiking with somebody, making sure you have good communication. If you do get hurt, it's crucial that you have your cell phone on you. The cell phone plays an important role in our position. That way we can have good communication with you. We can pinpoint your location via GPS, and we can talk you through any situation possible. If you are hurt on that trailhead, we'd like you to stay on that trail and not move unless there's some sort of a life-threatening emergency that would cause you to move. That way we can have a set location, we know exactly where to get you.
That's going to do it for this week's Report on Conditions. We'd like to wish everyone a very happy new year. We'll also close our show by sending a thank you to all the men and women that were on duty for a very busy Christmas weekend. Here's a peek at how some of our firefighters were able to keep the holiday spirit alive at their stations. We'll see you next year.
Bye.